All right, it's an early Saturday morning. I cannot see my screen with these sunglasses on. It's I don't even know what time it is. Maybe it's lunchtime already. But it's Saturday morning, so these people are probably home, not try to speak too loud. But since we were in the Utah, Salt Lake area, we weren't too far from another one of my favorite movies, The Sandlot, was filmed down here. I'm gonna turn my camera around. Movie starts. The very first scene, I believe, is the kids playing ball on a field that's no longer around. We looked it up. That first ball field they played was in the back of a school, and the school's been knocked down, renovated, and the ball field isn't there anymore. But then we see Scotty Smalls moving into his home, which is this house right here. Lady that owns the house was outside. She was real nice. I walked up to her and I said, I'm sure you get lots of tourists that come and take pictures of your house because of the movie. She goes, oh yeah. She goes, I just don't want to be in your picture. So she went inside. But we see the moving truck and they're unpacking, and we see Scotty, and the house still looks the same. We see Scotty looking around the neighborhood, and he looks up this street right here, and you see two kids about his age walking up the street this way, and they say their goodbyes. One kid goes into this house over here, which is Ham, and then the other kid that walks up this sidewalk and goes into this house right here, which is Benny's house. This was Benny's house that we see a few times, him coming out. The first time that they go play ball with Smalls, we're gonna go try to find a few of the other ballparks. Don't know if we'll be able to get onto the Sandlot because it's on private property behind a few houses. But this is the first stop of my Sandlot tour. We see this house a few times. Not sure, I'm sure they probably did, but I'm assuming they did. But this is the house where the stepdad, Dennis Leary character, was playing catch with little Scotty when he hits him in the eye with the ball and tells him, keep your eye on the ball. What else do we see this house? Later, after the first time of them playing ball and Benny, you know, kind of taking the new kid under his wing and being nice to him when the other kids were picking on him for not being so good at playing baseball, he walks over to his house, and as he's going away, he had let Scotty borrow one of his baseball mitts because Scotty had a little plastic one that his grandma gave him that already broke. So as they were coming back from playing ball, Scotty yells over to Benny that was heading this way. He says, hey, your glove. And he says, don't worry about it, man, keep it. And then the last thing, he walks up to him during that scene, he goes, oh, that hat and the ball cap that Scotty wears kind of looks like a fishing cap with a really long bill. He says, do you have a fireplace? He goes, yeah. And Benny tells him, burn it. He said, I'll give you one of mine, and he hands him another one of his hats. Look around this neighborhood, see what else we find. All right, so that's pretty much everything that we see from here. Here's the front of Benny's house that we see a few times in the movie. It's always like in this angle. I don't know if we ever get a straight on shot of Benny's house. And then we definitely see Small's house, which is here in the corner. On the day of the 4th of July picnic, they're all out here. You could see this little manhole cover. All the kids are out here, but they play baseball every day, 8 a.m. And then they said the one only night game they have is 4th of July because of the fireworks light up the sky. But Small's house is right here. Ham's house is right here. We really don't see the front of Ham's house other than the night of the 4th of July when the whole street is closed off and all this is full of tables and they're having little picnic cookouts. And you see Ham run out, he's so funny. And he runs up to a table here, he grabs something and starts eating it like a cookie. Then he goes up to another table, he grabs a hot dog, runs to another table, grabs a bun, he starts eating as they're running up the street. But that's the one time we see the front of Ham's house. Hamilton. Oh, this fire hydrant. There's one scene that I remember when Scotty takes off running. It was one of the days. He was so excited that he made new friends. And they said, hey, be there at the park tomorrow, 8 a.m. He goes, all right, Benny, all right, I'll be there. And he takes off running. And he goes running right up this sidewalk. And you can see this fire hydrant. It's been over 25 years. I think they had the 25th anniversary a few years ago. It's probably closer to 30th anniversary, but fire hydrant still looks the same, still has the same paint, the same colors. Let me see if I could put that picture in the shot, but we see Smalls running up this way, right past that fire hydrant. There's another shot at the end of the sidewalk. Let me see if I walk up there or not, where the kids are all, it was the day of the 4th of July. game, that they're all running towards the park. And they get up to the end of this street, and you see a tree down there. All right, the second stop in the Sandlot little movie location tour is gonna be a quick stop. There's nothing to line up exactly here. But this is the park where towards the end of the movie, when the beast gets out and is chasing Benny, and Benny runs through a park. There's a lot of scenes where he runs through an alley and houses. I didn't really research that to see where that is. But this is the park that they run through, where they had the table set up, that Benny jumps up and runs over the tables. It was also the same park when they did the carnival scene. They set up the carnival rides here in this park, where the kids chewed on the tobacco and they all started throwing up on the spinny rides. This is the park. I think it's called Liberty Park. It's funny because yesterday we were in another city like an hour from here and it was called Liberty Park. But that's it. Nothing exciting to show here, but this is the park where the beast, Hercules, is chasing Benny, and he's running over the tables, knocking things down. And it was also the park they used for the carnival scene. They're having like a little, I don't know, flea market, farmer market type thing going on down there. On to the next stop. And it's early Sunday morning here in parts of Utah. It's a location right across the street that we see a few times in the movie. Traffic isn't so bad. You can walk across the street. Right here is the Vincent drugstore that the kids come to buy a baseball every damn day, multiple times a day. I think my camera's too close. Yeah, it used to be here. Oh, the sign is still there. That's flipping awesome. So the building has been, or the business has been closed for years. I've been following it online. I knew one day I'd finally make it out here. But I started researching these locations 7, 8, almost 10 years ago. Hoping I'd get out here one day. This is the day. But the inside of this building, I've already seen it online. It's all torn to pieces. I think there's a hole in the roof. Oh, that's so cool that they still have the sign that says Vincent Drugstore. But this building has seen better days. I don't know if I can read. I don't know what I can see. I'm just seeing my reflection. But there's like a hole in the ceiling. I can't imagine anyone's ever going to pay to repair this. This whole dang building probably needs to be gutted. Maybe not. There's still a few businesses on this side. But this is the place. We see a few different angles of this store. This is where the boys have to come in buy new baseballs every time they knock it out, into the yard with the beast. But it's right down this sidewalk. The first time we see Wendy Peppercorn. Squints comes out and we see her walking this way. I'll see if it lines up what's in the background. And then as she approaches him and he smiles and he's all like giddy about seeing her, we see a shot of her walking across the street, which is facing the sun. I'm gonna take a few pictures and see if these buildings in the background line up. But we see her come this way, and then I think she jaywalks and walks right across the street right around here as the boys are coming out. I'm gonna go around to the back of the building, see if anything lines up where the boys are sitting around chatting after buying their baseball. So this is the backside of the drugstore where the boys will buy the baseball. Unfortunately, these two vehicles are blocking an amazing shot. But the boys would come out of this door when they'd buy the baseballs, and this is where they had their little talks. Oh, look, they got a mural of Squints up here. That's kind of cool. So it was back here in the corner of this parking lot. Unfortunately, these cars are here. So there's the door that they come out. Right back here. Let me see what it looks like when I zoom in. Nah, I'll leave it there. That's a little too close. So it's right here where on that one particular when the boys bought the baseballs and they're sitting down here, and Ham has, now I can't remember, it was a piece of candy, something that he was eating in his mouth. He had it to look like a cigar. And he kept saying, "I'm the great Bambino." And they're like, "What?" He kept saying, "I'm the great Bambino." They're like, "Huh?" So he finally takes it out of his mouth and he says, "I said I'm the great Bambino." And they're like, "Oh." And then Scotty had the mistake of saying out loud, "Who is that?" And that's where we hear the famous line, "You're killing me, Smalls. You don't know the great Bambino." And then they all start saying all the nicknames. The Sultan of SWAT, the Colossal of Clout, So then he tries to fake it and he goes, "Oh, the great Bambino. Yeah, of course. I thought you said the great Bambi." And Ham says, "That wimpy deer." All that happened out here. And while they're sitting out here having their little talk, you see this apartment in the background. The sun is going right into my camera. Hopefully that comes out on view. But it was right here. Boys were hanging out. You can see that apartment in the background. And there's a mural of Squints. That might do it from the drugstore. So there's a scene in a movie where the little preppy kids come out to the Sandlot, and they're all in their fancy little uniforms. And you see, I think you hear Ham say, "Oh, great, here we go." And there's all those preppy kids on their fancy little bikes. And Ham and the one kid that's like the leader of the other little league baseball team start shooting insults at each other. They saying all kind of insulting things. And at the very end, the last insult that Ham gets in, he tells them, he screams, "You play baseball like a girl." And the kid's like, "What? What did you say?" He said, "Meet us tomorrow at our ballpark." He goes, "The real park, not this trash y'all play on." Well, we came out here real quick. This is the park. It still looks the same. Let me see if I can go around here and show home plate. Thing is, there's little league games going on right now. And I came up and asked the guys, "Hey, is this all locked up after you leave?" He goes, "Yeah, what's going on?" I said, "No, we came out here because of the Sandlot." And he says, "Yeah, man, take all the pictures you want." So he let me go stand up at the plate. I took a quick picture standing at the plate. And the background still looks the same. The little clubhouse, the little windows, it all still looks the same. Dugout, I have to line up the picture, see how much a dugout still looks the same, but this is the field. And when the Sandlot kids come out here, they crush those little preppy kids. But I'm glad we came out here, because had there not been a little league game going on, we wouldn't have been able to get on the field. The guy said, "Go out there and take all the pictures you want." But I just went up to home plate and took like 2 quick pictures. They're about to play the last game of the day. He said if we hung around till they were done, we'd go on the field too. But I got the picture I needed. Just wanted to take a quick video. This is the field where the little preppy kids play at. Not just does the backstop, the little area where the scorekeeper sits, looks the same, and the little windows that are down here, the mountains behind it line up, because we get a lot of views from center field pointing towards home. These trees are in the way. But when we pulled up, the mountains in the back line up the same. We're heading to the next stop. All right, we talked the Sandlot. One scene everybody's always going to talk about. It's the pool scene. I'll try to turn my camera around and get a better angle, but this was the pool where the boys came to cool off when they were going to play ball that day. They were all complaining. Only Benny wanted to play. Benny's a diehard, wanted to play baseball 24/7. But Ham said something like, oh, I wish I could remember the line. He said, "I'm melting, dude." He said, "It's so hot," and all the kids are sitting around. Benny's like, "Come on, who here wants to be," and he says something like derogatory to him, and they all raise their hand. He's like, "Whatever. So what do y'all want to do instead?" And they all smile and say, "The pool." And then you see all the kids in the pool in here. And the one and only Wendy Peppercorn lifeguard stand would have been right here on this side. And we see Ham walk around when they first get here, and he's the funny one. "Oh, the little bird just went in the water to cool off." Ham walks around, and he's the real confident one. He goes, "Hello, ladies. Hello, beautiful. I remember you." And he does a little pose where he like flexes his muscles to him. Then he jumps up and says, cannonball! And the water splashes over all the girls that were laying there. So it shows the kids jumping around, being silly. And Squints, because Wendy is Squints' love of his young life at that moment. And he says, every summer I come out here. I think he said something like, every summer of my adult life, I come here and there she is, oiling and lotioning, oiling and smiling. And they show her in slow motion, rubbing lotion on. And I think it's Benny that says, or one of the kids says, Wendy doesn't know what she's doing to me. And Benny says, oh, she knows exactly what she's doing. And then you see Squints get up. He said, that's it, I can't take this anymore. So he gets up and walks around, and he comes over to the side of the pool. I think there was a diving board at the time. And the kids are all like, what is Squint doing? I think he finally burned out. They're like, that's the deep end. Squint can't swim. So you see Squint jump into the water, and he goes down to the bottom. He starts sinking. All the kids are like, Squint! They come running and they jump in, but they, can't swim as fast. You see Wendy take off her whistle, and she jumps in the pool and goes down to the bottom, pulls him up and lifts him up, and he's like not breathing. The kids are like, oh, he's just laying there like a dead fish. They're like, come on, Squints. Wake up, Squints. And she starts giving him mouth to mouth. Funny scene. It all happens right here at this pool. She keeps giving him mouth to mouth till finally he opens one eye and winks at his friends and starts smiling. And he did that just to get her to kiss, well, what he considers kissing him. So then she gets up and drags him around the pool. I'm gonna go back there. She takes him to that little alley, chucks him out the gate while all the kids are following. She goes, and stay out, you little perv. I'm gonna walk around and go to that side of the pool where they get thrown out.
Come on, man. Oh God, he looks like a dead fish. What?
This magic moment.
Little pervert!
All right, so after doing a full loop around this pool complex, this is the gate that Squints gets thrown out, where Wendy's dragging him out and the little kids are following him. She's dragging him out that gate. This still looks the same, the building on the side. And at the time of the movie, this tree was a lot smaller. This was a short tree. And she walks across this sidewalk and chucks his little ass right next to this tree. And all the kids take off running. They're helping him up, and they all get a head start, but the one that stays behind with them is Ham. Him and Ham go running around this corner. I'll show you what it looks like from down there.
And then it happened. It took me by surprise. I knew that you felt it too. By the look in your eyes, sweeter than wine, softer than the summer night.
So after the kids get thrown out of the pool from this side, they come running around, and we see this little walkway behind the pool. And all the rest of the gang is in the front. And somewhere around here, that Ham asks Squint, he goes, did you mean to do that? I forgot how he said it. He goes, yeah, I had it planned the whole time. And then Ham takes off running ahead of him. He goes, hey guys, he did that on purpose. He knew what he was doing. And it's funny, as they're running this way, right outside one of these doors, we don't see anybody. We just see a hand come out and throws a towel. And as the kids are running this way, someone throws a towel. You just see the arm, and Ham grabs it. And they continue running this way. And Squint is in the back of the whole group. And he turns this way to get one last look at his little honey. And she was up there on her lifeguard stand, and she's looking at him over the top of her sunglasses. And I forgot how he narrates it. Here, you hear him say, he goes, after that day, every time we came by, she always gave me a smile. And he's standing right here with his hands on the fence. There's a camera angle from the other side facing me, and he has his face up against the chain link fence looking at her. Then they show an angle from behind his head looking at her, and she pulls her glasses down just below her eyes, and she gives him like a little wave, and he smiles all excited and takes off running after his buddies that are down here. That's gonna do it for the pool scene. of the Sandlot. All this out here still looks pretty much the same. And the paint job on the pool in the back still looks the same too. It was on the front, but the outside it changed, but that part of it still looks the same. The lifeguard chair is gone, but it would have been right over there.
He was lucky she hadn't beat the crap out of him. We wouldn't have blamed her. What he'd done was sneaky, rotten, and low. And cool. Not another one among us would have ever in a million years, even for $1 million, had the guts to put the move on the lifeguard. He did. He had kissed a woman, and he had kissed her long and good. We got banned from the pool forever that day, but every time we walked by after that, the lifeguard looked down from her tower, right over at Squints, and smiled.
All right, I reached the final stop on my Sandlot tour. This is going to be a short video. We only had today half a day to go around and find a few locations, but behind me is the Sandlot. Unfortunately, it's on private property. There's not much to look at. Not sure who owns this land because there's a whole lot of houses that sit around it, and I'm sure their property line runs right along their fences. All these yards have their backyard faces the Sandlot, but not sure who owns this land. So we've been standing here for a few minutes. I came over and asked these guys if I could walk in their yard and take pictures. I told them, I'm sure you're tired of the tourists coming here all the time. He goes, oh yeah, it's every day. And he told me, at least you asked. But from looking around, it'll be lined up pictures. Home plate would have definitely been back on this corner. So they hit in that direction. The house where Beast, Hercules would have been back here. And all that was added for the movie. That wasn't a real house. Scotty Smalls would have been out here in left center. But looking around this rooftop of this house, I could definitely see in screenshots that I have of the movie from center field facing this way. You can see this rooftop and Michael lined up. It's hard to tell now because it's trees in my way, but the house of the people that let me come out here to take some pictures and videos, you could clearly see the rooftop of their house in, in the back of when the kids are batting. But this is the Sandlot. It's not too exciting. They recently, a few months ago, maybe it was September, October, they did the anniversary. I think they're up to the 35th anniversary. And all the kids came back and they did a whole weekend where they showed the movie. They cut the grass and put the diamond back. They had the backstop and they brought a few things that were still original to the movie that are put away somewhere. The boys were all here. They're all grown up now. And there was like a cookout. I have a couple friends that came out here for that. My friend Sean has good pictures out here on the field. And another buddy that's into the movie location hobby that we have, Ryan. Ryan has a great video that he did out here. He was out here by himself one day. They gave him access. And he has drone shots and he lined it up. He lined it up perfectly where you could see the houses, but this is as close as we're gonna get. Maybe if they do a 35th or 40th anniversary, we'll come out for that one. But this was the Sandlot, one of my favorite movies. Home plate, and they hit that way. All right. I'm gonna try to do more of these YouTube filming location videos. Like the kids say, if you like it, give it a thumbs up. Hell, if you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Or give me an emoji of a middle finger if you don't like it. That'll be good too. Did you watch The Sandlot? Did you like it? I heard Kobe Bryant liked it so much that every year on the 4th of July, he and his family would watch this movie. All right, thank you to the neighbors here that let me come out and take some quick pictures and shots. That's gonna do it for the Sandlot video. Like and subscribe. I think I'm supposed to say that at the end of my videos. Adios.